Hi everyone, hope everyone's well. As always, we'll kick off with the As Live and then we'll go into a 10:30 tonight. Cam's ready at the back, all good. And we'll kick off when you're ready with, we've got your mic on, Gal?
I have.
Yes, you have.
I have.
Good mic on. We'll kick off with Gail through Sky.
My mic on.
Yeah.
Mikel, just a couple of players to check in on if that's okay with you. I know, obviously, Calafiori in the warm-up had to be replaced on the weekend. How is he, first of all?
He's fine. So he was training with us today. He's feeling better, and hopefully he's fit for tomorrow.
And Ben White obviously came off, but then posted that he was fine.
Yeah.
Is he okay as well?
It was just a bit of fatigue, obviously. He did a lot in the game, and by the end of it, he was feeling a bit of tightness in the hamstring, but he's fine.
And Martin Odegaard missed out, but is he back in the mix for Wolves, or maybe more to the Sunday?
No, for Wolves he's not going to be fit, but for Sunday we are very hopeful that he can be with us.
And anyone else that we should know about?
Kai is the other one that, again, for the weekend is a possibility, so looking forward to have him in the squad.
Yeah, okay. And how much was Wigan, the performance result, just what you kind of needed right now in terms of physically giving some guys some game time, others rest, and then also mentally just to kind of reset what's coming over the next few weeks?
Yeah, well, very little time to reset because we're going to play a game tomorrow and then on Sunday again, and then we continue to play. But really good because that means that we are in every competition in a really strong position as well. So it was good because I liked a lot what the players delivered. Some players that didn't have many minutes, and the attitude, the way we attacked the game, it was very impressive.
And you can almost feel the kind of joy that maybe sometimes when you're week in, week out, you know, playing under pressure, you just get that sense that there was what you wanted really, which was like to enjoy it, to relish it, and just a reminder of why you're kind of doing it rather than the pressure and the stress of, you know, week in, week out.
Yes, because the position that we are in is a privilege and we take it because we have earned it for so long. For 7.5 months is a long time to every single day do the right things and perform at the level that we are performing to where we are. So we need to embrace that. Tomorrow we know we're going to play a really difficult match. Our recent past with them showed how tough it was to actually win the 3 points. I know Rob really well and how he sets his team. So it's going to be a tough test.
And just finally from me, having had a little bit of a break, we are back on it, you know, in the whole title race and everyone looking at it. I know you're not, but everyone looking at everyone else and who's playing which game where. Pep sort of spoke after the cup game on the weekend and said, you know, we're where we need to be. And I know that my players understand what to do kind of from here on in because we've been there and we've done it. When you look at your players, what gives you the confidence this year that although you haven't been there and done it, this year you can go and do it?
Well, they have given me the confidence that what we've done up to now every single day, and that's the biggest reassurance to do it in every competition in the manner we've done it, with all the challenges that we faced already. Gives me confidence because it's the way we prepare. I don't get the confidence for the things that I imagine. It's for the things that I see every day and the preparation and how much the player want it. And we are where we want to be, that's for sure.
Do you think we look too much into it in terms of because they've been there and done it? How much does that really matter in players' minds?
I don't know. Obviously, we are looking at what we are doing and especially what we have to do in the present time. So tomorrow, how we have to perform against Wolves to do it better than that and win the game. And that's it.
Thanks, Chris. Suai from the Premier League.
Hello.
And you just mentioned, you know, Rob Edwards very well. When he was managing Luton, he gave you some tight matches there as well. What have you made of like Wolves this season and what do you expect of him?
Well, because most of the games, that's what they are doing against opponents, and he came in a really difficult moment for the club, and I know how he feels about the club and the way he works, and it's going to be very tough. If we do the things that we do really well, we have a big chance to win the game, and we need to play as well with that purpose and confident.
We know from yourself and the players how much of a leader Merino is, and obviously how much he helped tactically on the pitch. He's very smart in that aspect. I just wanted a little bit of insight, because some Premier League managers like to keep the recovery of players quite separate to the main squad. What's your philosophy when there's injured players? You like to keep them very included, you like to keep them around, especially if someone of his calibre.
Yeah, well, that is a time for everything, because it's what we want as a team and what the players and their families as well need at some point. So it's a long-term injury, so it is with us now and very involved with us in every meeting at the moment. Then he's going to have a period as well, because the injury requires, and I think the body demands and the mind demands as well, some time in a different part of the world next to his family, and then he will be back with us for the end of the season.
And lastly, we've seen you play with like a secure double pivot of Zubamendi and Declan Rice in front of the centre-backs, which has allowed some of your full-backs to come up in the half space and be in that area whilst your attackers are sort of staying wide. What do you want your full-backs to be doing when they're given the chances further up the pitch?
Well, depending on the position that we are playing and which space, as you mentioned, occupying the width, the base, the pocket, and have that functionality in the team, I think is really, really positive. Then we will adapt to the players that we have, because some of them are more comfortable in certain spaces. But I think what our fullbacks are doing this season, it's another level.
Ian, TalkSport.
Hi, Mikel.
Hello.
How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Excellent. You will be well aware that, of course, we are going into the Chinese Year of the Horse.
Mm-hmm.
So, you weren't able to win against Wolves.
I'm Spanish, eh?
Yeah. But it's Chinese Year of the Horse is life.
Yeah.
Anyway, you weren't able to win at a canter against Wolves at the Emirates. So, are you a bit more wary going to Molineux tomorrow?
Well, I think the understanding of the difficulty of the match is always there in any game in the Premier League. But when you come to the last stages of the season, you know the importance of every win and what you have to do. And I sense the team in a really good emotional state, really looking forward to play tomorrow. And that's why, play with that energy, that confidence, and I'm sure we'll continue to do what we've done.
And is it good after Sunday's win over Wigan in the FA Cup to be getting back in the saddle in terms of the Premier League?
It's great to be in every competition. It's great to change the mood from competition to competition and adapt to that in the manner that we are doing. So, yeah, every competition is very welcome.
And of course, finally, with every win that you manage to achieve, and hopefully you'll win for your sake tomorrow at Wolves.
Thank you.
Finishing line comes into sight. But can we expect Arsenal to gallop away with the title if you keep on winning games?
Well, that's what we're going to do. And the more wins we win in the next few weeks, the best we're going to be in the position that we want to be.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Alex, BBC.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Last season, Mikel Merino had a big impact towards the end of the season, playing in an unfamiliar position. Bukayo Saka had an impressive 45 minutes playing as a number 10 against Wigan. When players have these impacts and it's positive, do you feel like it's best just to let them continue and see what happens?
Yeah, obviously the circumstances of certain players as well sometimes forces you to do certain things, but Mikel adapted incredibly well to the 9th position, because we miss Kai and Gavi at the time, and now we have issues with midfielders and players that are stepping in. Bukayo's case as well, it's obviously a one that we need to consider for the future, but really good, especially the players respond to different tasks or roles in the manner that they are doing.
How did he react to it after coming off at 45 minutes? Did you feel like he enjoyed playing as a number 10?
I think he does, and everything that brings a challenge to him, and he needs to prove something. I think it ticks something on him, and I think it's something positive.
James, Athletic.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I just want to ask you a bit about the dynamic between Noni and Bukayo, because it's quite an unusual situation where you've got two players similar ages competing not just with their club but for an England place as well, and yet it seems they have a really kind of positive, supportive relationship. What your experience has been like working with them?
Well, this morning we had another one. They were in the gym and they were testing, and everybody was trying to compete with each other, and those two were hilarious as usual. And it's great to witness, because it's natural, you know. It's the way they like each other so much. They constantly together, and yeah, there is certain competition within the places, but they take it from an incredible side, and then the team gets benefit for that, and they get benefit for that as well.
And that kind of chemistry that exists between them personally, do you think that could have a positive impact on the pitch playing together?
Always does. I mean, and anybody has played sports or worked with people in their teams and their environments that you are willing to see and do things together in the morning is much better with someone that you don't even want to look at his face. So, yeah, it's very pleasant. I think they enjoy their company and I think they make each other better.
And obviously, Noni and Bukayo know each other really well. When you were thinking about bringing Noni in, is Bukayo one of the people you spoke to about it?
Yes, I did, especially with the England boys, obviously, because they knew him really well, with some people that had Noni in the academy as well, because it's very important to understand the trajectory and how players and coaches feel about their experience with him.
Tom, Rick?
Miguel, I want to ask you about retraining bravery in players after they've suffered injuries, and in particular, when a player has an impact injury, like we've seen with Kai at United or Martin against West Ham, Calafiori on Italy duty last season, and when a player returns from those types of injuries, is it a challenge for them to then have the bravery to go back in for those impact moments, and how do you train that confidence?
Great question. Really difficult to replicate, or something that you don't want to replicate as well, the actual action that got a player injured, and especially the bad or long-term injuries that you just described. So it is a tricky zone. Sometimes have to happen naturally. Obviously, the more you have players around and more unexpected things happen, and you go through them almost without realizing, that's, in my opinion, the best way.
Sometimes when players get muscular injuries, fans and critics talk about the idea of losing a yard of pace after a player returns from those. Is there any credit in that, or can a player recover 100% of that kind of muscular spring, if you like?
Well, it depends on the injury. Obviously, if it's a hamstring and you have to reproduce an action at max speed and you have the handbrake on a little bit because you don't want to expose, it can happen. Or you have a rec frame and you are scared to shoot from distance as well and you just make a pass. It can be in the brain, but I think part of the rehab and part of the people that are involved in that process is to give that reassurance, to do the drills, the exercises, the treatments that the players need. So when they are there, they are 100% able to do the action when the game requires that.
Matt from stand-up.
Hi.
I think it's 3 times now in the last couple of months you've had an injury in the warm-up and had to make a late change.
4.
4.
Yeah.
Is that something you're looking into? That seems incredibly rare.
Yeah, big time. They were very different. The first one was with Willie when he rolled his ankle against Liverpool. Then we had 2 incidents with Ricky in the warm-up in a really similar way. And the other one was Bukayo after he rested on midweek and he didn't play against Carrack, and then against Leeds he gets that incident. Very unusual, probably happened once or twice I think in 6 years I've been here, and it happened 4 times there. So obviously we are looking up to it. On the Willie's one, very difficult to see. Sometimes as well you want to try and test a player before to make sure that he's ready, and the warm-up is another opportunity to do that. And Bukayo's very random because he never gave any symptoms or signals away that this could happen in the warm-up. But it's what it is. We have to learn.
Has it changed almost how you approach matches? Do you now spend more time on sort of alternative scenarios in case this does happen?
Yeah, I can feel my body. I'm more aware of it. So in the office, and the moment I hear my door and somebody stepping in, I'm like, no, please. Because it's a moment that is very tricky, because when you change Ricky for Bukayo, you have to change a lot of things within that game plan. Positions is a lot of things that are different, and you have 2 minutes to do that. So, yeah, it makes you a better coach because you have to be what if, and there are more and more what ifs just before the game and then a lot during the game. So you just need to be more prepared.
Okay, last couple in there as well. James, ESPN.
I was going to ask about the warm-ups as well. I mean, it's a stupid question, but what is the warm-up for? I mean, do you do the same warm-up every time?
Yeah. Maybe we have to change the word. To get warm, hopefully they are warm, no? To be ready, to be at their best, mentally, physically, to be activated, to be connected with the teammates. That's what the warm-up is for. And to start to have the feeling and probably start to tell the body, and the game is coming, the adrenaline is going to start to pick up, the testosterone has to be in the right spots, and you're ready to compete.
Is it regimented? Do you have a set warm-up for every game, or do you change it?
No, we have, I mean, and I was a player as well, and we like certain routines, and that's the way you tell your body as well, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, and to change that sometimes is tricky. But it's a really good area to have a look. What would happen if we don't do the warm-up? Because then at halftime, we go at halftime and we sit almost for 15 minutes, and then we go full gas again in the second half, you know. So, yeah, maybe something to think about.
Just finally, this game against Wolves was obviously rearranged at fairly short notice. I mean, I know you can't change it, obviously, but were you happy with how that was done?
It is done, and obviously it's not in our hands. We have to play now, and we are very happy to play tomorrow.
Daniel, please.
Good afternoon, Mikel. This weekend you played Bukayo in the 10 role. It's raising questions if he's going to play there again, or will he stay in his current role out wide and you incorporate his skill set with him inverting more? Is that something you have planned?
Yeah, depending on the options that we have available, we will try to be as good as possible, and we have another opportunity, another option there, which is great to have.
And Declan's having a great season. He seems more polished. There's been a question about him being able to pass through the lines and progress the ball without driving. This season he's improved. He's only second behind Zubimendi. Is it something that he went away and worked on himself, or something that's put emphasis on him to work on so that he can improve his game, become more well-rounded?
Yeah, with every player we have sets and targets and things that we want to develop in their games, especially that can give huge value to the team, and that's one of the areas with Declan that we need to continue to do that, because he can be such a threat from every angle, any position, to damage and hurt the opposition.
Okay, guys, that finishes as live.